Yeah, let me share the screen. You're able to see the screen, right?
No, sir.
No, is it?
No, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me share the screen again. Now you're able to see the screen?
We started,
Yes.
sir, but not yet. Yeah, it is fine, sir.
Okay, fine, good. So in this video lecture, let us discuss on the overview of this frequency domain analysis of LTI systems. And then we will see some of the questions in discrete Fourier transform and Fourier series. Okay, so I will very briefly give the overview. Then I will open for questions, give you some time for clarifying your doubts. So far what we have seen is we have seen different and time and frequency domain analysis of signals and systems. So mainly we have seen more of representation, okay, both in time and frequency domain. That means if we have a signal in time domain, how do we represent in frequency domain? If we have a signal, some operation happens to the signal in time domain, how does it represent in the frequency domain, or how does it imply or like consequence in the frequency domain? Okay, same vice versa we have seen. In this like topic, more about the nature of the systems or the in fact the systems in the frequency domain. Based on the frequency domain analysis, can we characterize different categorization of the systems? Can we make use of it for design of the systems and so on? Okay, so so to start with, you have actually the frequency domain representation either through discrete time Fourier transform or through jet transform. Okay, and these are given by these equations, as you know. So please note that both of these are complex amplitudes. Okay, so complex quantities, so they will have magnitude and phase. So we will see the role of magnitude and phase, both of them, in this discussion. So if we want to design a low pass filter, okay, so what do we mean by low pass filter, or a filter that passes only particular frequencies, is mainly determined by the magnitude spectrum. Okay, so here we are defining the system by its magnitude response. Okay, however, for practical realization of the system, you may also need to take account the phase response, because if you want to, if for this it starts from say 0 here, 0 is at the middle, so it will have both positive and negative. To make this causal, you need to bring 0 somewhere here, okay, and then only realize up to here. Okay, so in that way, to bring it to like realization, or to incorporate, or you to have some better properties for the realizability of the system, you should also play with the phase term. But the majorly the definition of the system is given by the magnitude spectrum. Okay, here. So, so if you pass this input to this system, what it does is it gives the filtered output like this. Okay, so now this is a typical system that is referred to as low pass filter. Okay, similarly, so we can see now the frequency domain representation with the delay in like delay of the signal. Okay, is appearing as the complex exponential modulation in the frequency domain, and that gives rise to this in time domain. Okay, so similarly you can see how does these systems with say low pass filter or the high pass filter or band pass filter, different characteristics look in frequency domain and time domain. Okay, that is one aspect of frequency domain analysis. Okay, given a particular system defined directly in frequency domain, how does it look in time domain? Or if we define a system, say moving average system, that is defined in the time domain, or delay system is defined in the time domain, so how does they look in the frequency domain? That is one aspect of frequency domain analysis. Okay, based on this categorization, high pass, low pass filters and so on, we divide. Okay, so the other aspect of this is design of the inverse systems. see, in some of the applications, what will happen is the original system is not in our hands. Okay, so if I'm transmitting some signal X of n through a channel, see the channel I can only design to some extent, but I can't completely control the channel. Okay, it has its impulse response and it has its noise. Okay, when the transmission happens, okay, different noises may get added. So because of that, what will happen? There may be what exactly I want to transmit will not be there at the output. So I would like to do something, some processing in terms of inverse processing to the channel, okay, impulse response that like unexpectedly happened, or say that unavoidably happened. Okay, so if we send X of n, Y of n, what I get will be X of n plus desired signal plus noise. That noise might have got added like unavoidably. That I want to do nullify or combat with using an inverse system. So the impulse response of the system I should know, and I should be able to design an inverse system with the corresponding impulse response such that the convolution of this impulse response and this impulse response, when they are put in cascade, will give me the signal back. That is the convolution of these two should be a delta function. Okay, if this is the delta function, then the overall system will have a delta impulse response, and hence the X of n input, X of n output will get for the overall system. Okay, and in frequency domain, if we see convolution equal to delta function implies the multiplication equal to 1, and hence the inverse system will have 1 by of h of e power j omega. But the catch here, or the problem here, is most of the times these systems are not completely in our hand, as I said. Okay, and hence this may be or may not be completely causal and stable. However, when I want to design a system, I want to design a system that is causal and stable. So I need an equivalent system, okay, that should perform this operation, that should do inverse operation, especially in terms of the magnitude spectrum. However, it should also have a causal and stable impulse response or the frequency response. Okay, so for given system, the inverse system also should have causality and stability. Okay, in some cases it may happen, some cases it may not happen. So if a system is not causal and stable, can I find an equivalent system with same magnitude response that is causal and stable? That is another point of investigation in frequency domain analysis. Okay, so here if you see in this example, this system, if you see, this is causal and stable system. Okay, because the pole is like at 0.9 and then the ROC is greater than 0.9. Okay, it includes unit circle and extends outside of the outermost pole, ROC. Okay, and hence this is the causal and stable system. But if you see the inverse system, so here Z equal to how much? So here the Z equal to half. Luckily here you see that this is also like causal and stable system. Okay, but how do we find the ROC of an inverse system is through considering the overlap between this ROC and this ROC, because we are multiplying here or convolving here, means that some operation between these two, when we do, it must ensure that there should be common region of convergence. Okay, then only we can perform some operation in, especially in Z domain. Okay, so the region of convergence has to be common. So mod Z greater than half is correct for ROC for this inverse system, and hence this is also causal and stable in this case. But now let us consider another example like this. Okay, here if you see, okay, the mod Z greater than 2 is one possible ROC, mod Z less than 2. Both will have some overlap. Both will have some overlap with respect to the ROC of the original system, and hence, okay, both are possible. But either of the systems, you see, one is causal and not stable, other is not causal and stable. So both of them are not causal and stable. So now, can we get an equivalent system to this that has the same magnitude response but still causal and stable? That is the point of investigation. Okay, so people have, like if you see in general, for any system, okay, you cannot just one you can find, if for any given pole, okay, and zeros, you can find at least different pairs of systems having same magnitude response. Okay, that we will see subsequently. Making use of these concepts, people design in practical scenarios the inverse systems. Okay, so especially in communication scenarios. Okay, so here I have given general same discussion for the general system, whose poles are at CK and then zeros are at DK. So if this has to be causal stable and inverse causal stable system, all poles and zeros has to be less than 1. Okay, that's what is the essence of this discussion. Okay, if the poles are less than 1, then the H of Z is, okay, all poles are less than 1 and ROC is the greater than the maximum pole, then H of Z is causal and stable, but H inverse may not be. So if you should have a both H and H inverse to be causal and stable, then all CK and DK has to be less than 1, their magnitude has to be less than 1, and the ROC has to be outer, like the outside of the outermost pole. Okay, if that is the case, then we call such system as minimum phase system. Okay, so these minimum phase systems play a good role in subsequent discussion. So another important class of systems which will enable us to move stable systems to stable systems, or non-causal system to causal systems, or H inverse being non-causal or non-stable to causal and stable, is through all-pass system. Because the characteristic of all-pass system is that its magnitude response is 1 for all omega. So if you multiply with all-pass structure for any of these things to do any manipulation, you can nicely get the same magnitude response. Okay, so the all-pass system looks like this in general, and you can see that the magnitude response of this is defined by mod whole square, and this is H into H star for a complex number, and for Z transform this is like this because there is an R term also here. Okay, so and using this you can see that it is 1 for all omega. Okay, so this is the magnitude response of the all pass system. Okay, and then one more important class of systems, especially when we do when we want to impart causality in the design of filters, what we have seen is to introduce a delay. So a delay system itself is an important class of system. That delay system has a phase term like this. Okay, as you can see here, and this phase is referred to as linear phase because the phase, anyway, you can see that angle of this. Okay, that is obtained directly from here. This is the phase. Okay, phi. E power j phi is what we get in general if we have a magnitude spectrum here. Okay, if it is completely determined by magnitude and phase, e power j phi, whatever we get is the phase spectrum. Okay, this phi is function of omega, so phi of omega is phase spectrum, and then if you plot it, it looks like this. Okay, it is with slope of nd, okay, and in the negative direction because minus nd. Okay, and this is linear in omega, and hence this is referred to as linear phase. If you have a linear phase, usually in design of systems, it is very advantageous because most of the time we can't avoid the phase term because we want a causal systems. Okay, when we need a causal systems, we can't avoid phase terms. But at the same time, if we have nonlinear phase, its implication is it makes the input signal and output signal completely different. So if you want to do a particular processing only to the magnitude spectrum of the signal, you can't do it. Even phase will change if this is nonlinear phase. Okay, so even the signal distorts. So to avoid all this, what minimal change we can do, okay, without much modifying the magnitude responses, okay, is that we can retaining the magnitude response is that we can introduce only delay wherever needed. Delay in the time domain corresponds to linear phase in the frequency domain. So linear phase only is desirable, and generalized linear phase is also acceptable. Okay, so generalized linear phase means with an offset, phi naught, e power this plus e power phi naught, you can add j phi naught. Okay, so that is r omega naught. Okay, that is generalized linear phase. So the advantage of this, as we have seen, is only introduces a delay. Okay, and another important term that people usually use to characterize the the regularity of the phase term or the well-behavedness of the phase term is group delay. Okay, group delay is differentiation of negative of differentiation of phase. Okay, and this is a constant. So here you can see clearly for a linear phase system it is constant. So constant group delay means it only introduces that delay. Okay, so that is in some sense it is easy to visualize the effect of the phase on the signal even through the group delay. Okay, So people usually use both of them. So you can see that this is the relation connecting them. Okay. So now let us move on to the discussion on uh, the like alpha system again. See, alpha system, as I said, we can use the alpha system together with any of the system to change the properties like causality and stability with the same magnitude response. Okay, or the inverse system properties also with the same magnitude response. But while doing so, what may happen is there may be some changes to the phase that also may occur. So the question here is, are those changes that get introduced through multiplying with an alpha system are like modifying the original system with the alpha system to bring the properties of causality and stability? Okay, will they have any implication on the phase term? Because magnitude term, it has no implication, because the alpha system has unit magnitude all through for all omega. So in phase system, if you see, in fact, it has some good characteristics, alpha system. So you can see that I have not derived this. Okay, you can see with it requires a little bit of math and algebraic manipulations to do this. So Provokis and Monolokis is a book which has the complete derivation. So if you people wish to see, you can see that. Even I can send a notes also if you people wish to go through the derivation, how it comes. Okay, so this term, if you see, this is like this. So what will happen is, see, R is anyway positive quantity. Okay, and then this say this phi of omega is always a negative quantity, because omega is also say 0 to pi, especially if we consider. Okay, this is a negative quantity, 0 to 2 pi. Okay, this is a negative quantity, and this also in some sense brings to negative quantity. It is easy even to see here the group delay and phase have roughly with negative sign. Okay, and you can see that this group delay is always positive. So group delay is always positive and the phase is always negative. Yeah, this equation easily connects the group delay and the phase. Okay, so here you notice that the group delay is negative because R is less than 1. Okay, so this is group delay positive. Sorry, group delay is positive because R is less than 1. Group delay positive implies that the phase is negative. Okay, and this is a important characteristics of an alpha system. We will see. Okay, why? What's the implication of this? So then, as I discussed just now, for a given pole zero plot, okay, or a given magnitude response, we can have more than one system having same magnitude response. Okay, so to give an example, so let this H1 of Z be this. Okay, so which has say pole 0 here and poles here. See H2 of Z, which also has 0 here, sorry, 0 here and poles here. Okay, which has 0 and poles here, is another system. Please note that these two systems have same magnitude response. How do we check it? If you want to check it, you can find the magnitude response. Write the magnitude response H1 of Z into H1 star of Z1. H1 star 1 by Z star. Similarly for this, you can see when you substitute, okay, these magnitude responses, both of them, C1 and C2 will be exactly same. Okay, you can write this H1 star 1 by Z star in terms of H2. Okay, by using this, you can see that both will be exactly same. Okay, so through this indicates that, okay, just by placing for any 0 at 1 by Z, okay, 1 by Z star location, similarly placing any pole at again 1 by Z star location, okay, you will be able to get the same systems, the systems with same magnitude response. Okay, so especially here, if you want to further discuss, if there is a real pole or real 0, okay, 1 by Z and Z, okay, if I change, both will have same magnitude response. Okay, system with Z or 1 by Z will have same magnitude response for a real, okay, real pole or 0. For a complex pole or 0, how many combinations are possible? So this and this also, this and this are fine. Okay, this and this are fine. These two are fine and these two are fine. Okay, so 3 combinations are possible. Okay, so this and this, this and this, okay, and this and this. Okay, please note that this and this is this and this will give this and this. This is also fine. 4 combinations are possible. For a complex poles or zeros, there are 4 combinations with which you can get the same magnitude response. Whereas real, you can get the 2 possibilities. If this is exactly at 1, then there is only 1 possibility. Okay. So if I give you in general pole zero plot, you should be able to construct, okay, all the possible systems having same magnitude response. Okay, so for this itself, if you take an example, okay, you can write all the possibilities that has the same pole zero plot. Okay, so I suggest you to write, okay, and check the magnitude response. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm moving. Oh, but at the end, if we wish, we will write. Okay, for all the possible pole zero systems having with a given pole zero plot. Okay, are roughly corresponding to the given h1 of z. Okay, if I give you 1 h of z, that means that a pole zero plot is given. So by making 1 by z or 1 by z star, I will be able to make more like systems having same magnitude response. Okay, by appropriately putting them. Fine. Okay. So as I said, this is z 1 by z star, especially if this is here, only 2 possibilities. But if it is here, what most of the time occurs is, see, a system with real coefficients will have, if there is a pole here, it should surely should have a pole here. Okay, so it doesn't occur independently. These 2 occur together. Since these 2 occur together, these 2 also occur together. Okay, something like this. If these 2 occur, these 2 occur. Okay, something like this. So if you consider the system with real coefficients, okay, real coefficients means when you write numerator and denominator polynomial, only real coefficients, then the number of like possibilities will be half, will be limited. Here you can see that because these 2 occur together, okay, these 2 occur together, say p naught star, these 2 occur together only. Okay, 1 by p naught star, these occur together. Okay, so you can't separate them because you want to get a real coefficients here. Okay, so in that way, okay, 2 possibilities when there is a complex pole or 0, and when there is a real, only one, real 2 possibilities. Okay, and complex, you have actually these 2 and these 2, again 2 possibilities. Okay, so these 2 together and these 2 together. Okay, so 2 possibilities. And for one only, say if the pole is either at polar 0 is at 1 or -1, only 1 possibility. Okay, these are the possible options. So if you consider this, if you consider, if you consider these 2 together, then the number of combinations will be more. Okay, so the number of poles and zeros, if they increase, the number of combinations will be more. Okay, fine. So among all these systems having same magnitude response, now the question is, which system is preferred? The system, see, each of them, if you see H1, H2, H3, H4, okay, each of them has same magnitude response. Now just check yourself. Okay, so each of them has same magnitude response. Now given this magnitude response, which one is preferred? Okay, so which one is preferred? The one having, so the minimum phase characteristic is preferred because it has causal and stable nature, and it also has causal and stable inverse. Okay, so please note that when I write Z0 here, Z0 real means there is no need of considering Z0 stars and so on. Okay, so I have written here, but I'm just now taking out. Okay, because Z0 we are considering here as real. Okay, yeah. So the number of possibilities now are less. Z0 star is, okay, Z0 real. Okay, we consider Z0 being real here. Okay, fine. So yeah, so now the question is, how do we decompose into minimum phase and all pass decompositions? Okay, because as I said, minimum phase all pass decomposition will enable us to get a system. Okay, if you give any system with some magnitude response, you can decompose the system into minimum phase, one term, okay, having minimum phase, and another term having all pass. Okay, This is a very nice decomposition because it doesn't disturb the magnitude characteristics. Okay, because this system and this system has same magnitude response. And we will see that it improves the phase characteristics when we decompose into minimum phase. This minimum phase system itself has better phase characteristics than the H object. Okay, so some good phase characteristics or even some better properties. Okay, so that you can see here. See how to decompose is, see first what, say given this H object, please note that H inverse is not, okay, not both stable and causal. Okay, let us see now. So what we do now is, see, take the term which is minimum phase when we want to get, see the term which is already having the pole are 0 less than 1, we retain it. We don't do any change to this. Okay, the other term which is not here, which is not having the mod z less than 2 or mod z less than 1, what we do is we try to bring that through all pass system. Okay, so what you have here, if you see 1 minus 2 z inverse, you bring 2 outside here. Okay, same term I'm writing here, 2 outside. So what I have here is half minus z inverse. Okay, so now if you see the all pass system, what is the all pass system you have? So z star minus z inverse minus c star. Okay, let me write with a different color. Okay, z inverse minus c star by 1 minus c z inverse. Okay, so you see here, so this term now, okay, z inverse minus c star roughly in that form. Okay, I can just take a negative sign, but z inverse minus c star. So I will write here, okay, half minus 2 z inverse, that is c, because c is a real quantity here. Okay, so now this is a all pass system. So I think sign has to be taken into account. So minus 2 will put for yeah. So now if you group this magnitude to the second term, okay, what you get here is completely a unit magnitude system at the, this is all pass system, okay, followed by a minimum phase system. This is minimum phase, okay, which has magnitude like causal and stable inverse and causal and stable. Okay, so here it both cancelled and it became one, but in general you can consider that discussion even with other example, which you can see here. Okay, so this kind of decomposition is very important. What you should do here is the term which is not like having pole or 0 within the unit circle, you should first bring that constant out and you should write that as one term of alpha system. Based on this term, you should write the second term of alpha system and bring that second term of alpha system. Usually the second term of alpha system is this with pole or 0 less than 1. Okay, that you should bring it onto the minimum phase decomposition. Okay, because these two cancel out. In such a way, you should bring it to the minimum phase system, and hence it gives the minimum phase all pass decompositions. Okay, so I suggest you people to practice with few examples because this is important decomposition. Okay, through this what happens is, any given system we can decompose into a, say if given this h of z, okay, this h of z can be decomposed now, okay, into h minimum of z, okay, and then h all pass of z. And this h minimum of z has exactly same magnitude response. Okay, h minimum of z, okay, magnitude response is exactly equal to h of z. Okay, because okay, h all pass as h all pass of z, okay, has unit magnitude response. Okay, for all z you can consider. Okay, all omega. So it is better to write in terms of the discrete time Fourier transform for understanding better, but this is also fine. Okay, so this is the advantage. You will have a system with same magnitude response, but the better causal and stable. This is causal and stable, whereas this is not. Okay, causal and stable and has causal and stable inverse, and while this is not. Okay, okay, not this is not. Fine. So that is the advantage. See, there are some good properties for this alpha system, minimum phase systems, that stems from the like phase response of the alpha system. Okay, so the alpha system, as we said, it has always a negative phase. If this has a negative phase, okay, and this phase is sum of this plus something, always minimum phase system will have more phase than the h of e power j omega here. That means, see, compared to these two, the magnitude response is same, but this has a better phase, higher, like it has a more phase, means more phase, like minimum phase lag or minimum phase delay compared to this. Okay, so that means whatever this like response happens in this, okay, this will occur even earlier than this. That is minimum phase lag. That means if you get some response of through this, okay, same response you can get through this, but with minimum phase lag, with with lesser time lag, okay, or phase lag. Okay, that's what happens through minimum phase system. So they are better named as minimum phase lag systems, even though they are well known as, okay, minimum phase systems. Okay, so and the other term is the group delay. As you can see, the group delay also related by this. Okay, alpha system has positive, and hence this has a lesser group delay compared to all the systems having same magnitude response. Okay, so the delay is less. Okay, that's what it indicates. Okay, with same response, those imply on the energy of the like the impulse response as well. That means if you see, compare all the systems having same magnitude response, if you see their impulse responses, this minimum phase system will have the impulse response concentrated more towards zero. That means h of 0 is greater than h minimum of 0 is greater than h of 0. Okay, similarly, if you sum any of the terms from 0, that will have more energy. Energy of these terms from 0 will have more than the impulse response of the system having same magnitude response. Okay, as that of this minimum phase system. So the partial energy for any m is higher for minimum phase system. Okay, so these are the important characteristics. So I will stop here. Okay, and now I request now you people to ask any questions.
Sir, minimum the alpha system is stable, sir, always. I think. Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell again?
Yeah, alpha system is always stable, na, sir.
See, alpha system stable or not, you can't tell like that, right? See, how can you say that alpha system is stable?
That is the doubt, sir. Is it stable or not?
Do you think you can answer? See, alpha system, what we know about alpha system is, okay, HEAP of Z. Okay, what we know is 1 minus, sorry, Z inverse minus C star by 1 minus CZ inverse. Okay, so that is, do you think this is stable always for all C?
No, sir.
Then?
But we have to design H.
Okay.
H of Z.
You write, okay, H alpha of Z is equal to Z inverse minus 2 by 1 minus 2 Z inverse, right? So it is not stable.
Yes, sir. But I mean, we are looking at the minimum phase system, na, sir. It is stable always.
Right.
But yeah, based on that, we are making H of Z to, I mean, what is the purpose of taking H of Z decomposition into minimum and alpha system, sir? To implement only, na, sir?
Yeah, correct. See,
then minimum phase system. Yes, sir. Minimum phase system we can implement, but alpha system, can we implement, sir? I mean, for that I am asking, sir.
The minimum phase only we need to implement. We need not implement alpha system. Why? Because what this decomposition is through mathematics only. We need not do in computer. See, what I am doing,
sir.
have a input x of n. Okay, ideally I want h of z here. Okay, which is not causal and stable inverse or causal and stable. What I am trying to do is I am trying to replace this. Okay, by what? Replace by
only.
Okay,
only so H minimum of Z, sir.
Yes. Okay, so
Yeah,
this
then it is fine, sir.
two small like the manipulations, whatever I know. Okay, so after that I only realize this and realize. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, sir. And because we are multiplying H alphas into H min, sir. That's what
Right.
I'm thinking.
And one more thing is, see, yeah, okay. So alphas most of the time absorbs the non-stable or non-causal component of the H of Z. Okay, so to make this H min causal stable and causal stable inverse. Okay, so in that way, if you see either H of Z, H alpha of Z, and or its inverse, okay, is surely not causal stable. Okay, it's not both causal stable.
Yes, sir.
Right,
sir.
right. So if you see even here, so if in alpha system, if say alpha subject is causal and stable, okay, its inverse is not causal and stable.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that all the while it happens for alpha system. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir,
Right.
in the diagram, you have explained that 4 possibilities, na, sir. Can you open that? Sir? Can you open that?
Yeah.
Sir?
Right. Right.
Sir, here I think 1 by previous slide, sir. Not,
Okay. Right.
Yeah, this one, sir. I think here also, I think one Z inverse also we have to multiply, sir. That's why I think H1 of Z is equal to 1 by Z inverse will come, sir.
Yeah, what you are trying to say?
H1 of Z, sir.
H1
yeah.
of
H1 of Z is equal to 1 by Z inverse into the term what you have written, sir. Hello?
Yeah. So, yeah, tell me what you are telling.
That's
okay.
Yeah, pole zero direct. Yeah.
It's okay if I don't put 1 by Z inverse anyway. I mean, this both will have that.
Yeah, that's yes, sir. That will cancel there at the end.
Are not any
No changes.
If we have same number of poles and zeros, this Z inverse term automatically will be taken care. Otherwise,
yes,
come in the magnitude response, but magnitude response is same. Yeah. Any other things?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the previous lectures, actually, I did not attend that classes. 2 classes, I missed the classes. So, can I ask some doubts in that question, sir? In that DTFT?
Yeah. But
DFT,
let us come
DFT.
other students. Then
yes,
we'll go to.
Okay.
Yeah, request other students to ask.
Sir.
Yeah. Tell who
sir,
is this?
In this slide only, Praveen, sir.
Yeah, please ask.
Actually, in this slide only, H1 conjugate of 1 by Z conjugate.
Yeah.
In that expression, you are Z square, you are taking Z square, sir.
I'm taking?
That expression not understand, sir. That expression not understand, sir, for me.
Okay, you are telling how I got this expression you are telling.
Yes, sir. Sir, in H1 conjugate 1 by Z conjugate, you are taking Z square. Second, sir, below equation.
Okay, here. Okay.
Yes, sir. That one, sir. Yes.
So, took Z square out. Okay, if I take Z square out, what should happen is, see, Z if I take out, 1 Z I will get. 1. So here, okay, I have written Z inverse plus half I have to write, right? Okay. So please, then I think you are trying to say that this is not, fine. Let me correct this.
There is a mistake.
Yeah, Z inverse plus half. This is what you are telling? This now is it clear?
Okay, sir, clear.
Yeah, I think here also there is some mistake, right? But I think it's okay because what will happen
Yes, sir.
is 8 both are there, right? So I think it should be fine. But otherwise, you can consider this this also. When I take Z inverse outside, Z I will take outside. Okay, so Z the Z. So Z inverse minus. So Z inverse minus this and Z inverse minus this. Okay, and then we should not have here internally Z inverses. Correct or not? Your question is
Yes, sir.
about
That thing only.
yeah, fine, okay, fine, good. Yeah. So only thing is same thing happens here also. So as such, in this expression there will not be any change. Okay. Only thing is while in the calculations, I think there is like these are missing. Correct. Okay. Is this fine now?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Ask if any other clarifications are required. Any other students also can ask. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are there.
Yeah. So any doubts? Any further doubts, Kartikeya? Anjana?
I think today Karthik is not there, I think.
Not there. Okay. So what happened?
Preparation busy.
Preparation time. Okay. So yeah, any other students can ask. Niharika, you have any doubt?
Sir, only 5 members is there, sir. Students.
She is also not there, sir.
Oh, fine.
She
Good.
is also
So
not there.
what
Sir.
happened? They tried to log in another HOD mail ID.
No,
You
sir.
people.
Sir,
No,
she
sir.
was initially there, sir. I think.
Yeah.
Were there. Okay. Fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Then, so Pradeep, Girish.
Yes, sir.
And
Well, sir.
you have any questions?
Not so far, sir. I'm yet to complete the video, sir. I'm on this video only. I'm yet to complete, but I need to work on it.
Yeah, go through some of the who work along with me. Okay. So here, whenever I say that this can be posed like this, okay, what ideally you need to get, right? So we need to get, so I'll pass term and minimum phase term separately. So for say this kind of term, so the manipulations I have done, like you don't try to, you try to understand, but don't try to exactly replicate. So these things of kind of things you work out early with me. So in similarly, so whenever I say that magnitude response are same, it's good that actually he pointed out, and you should work out till the end. See, since I know that I'm writing, okay, so I'm just visually verifying and writing after a while. But I suggest you people should work out and see, verify after multiplying both of them together fully. Okay, are the terms exactly same or not? Or is there any like issue there? You should bring out all those aspects. Okay, when you you should be clear of those aspects. Okay, right. Okay, anything else? Even the properties, only thing is, see, properties, these two you have to believe, at least one property you have to believe. Because I think it's not straightforward to write alpha system. Okay, phase response. Which though I have written here, okay, it requires a little bit of mathematical manipulations. So this and this are, especially this alone, you should believe that it is positive. Okay, so other than that, I think you should be very clear on how things are going. Okay. So if
Sir, can
yeah, ask.
Sir, can I ask? I mean, not in this lecture.
Yes.
This lecture is, I think,
Yeah,
fine,
then
sir.
one.
Yeah, previous lecture, sir.
Okay, here it is.
structure of discrete conjugate.
And structures and
Structure. Yes, sir. Structures.
okay, ask.
In the structures, you have given one question, sir. Direct form 2 after that. We have to calculate a number of delays and multipliers.
Right.
Yeah, this one. Sir.
Right.
Sir, how did you get? How did you get that 220, sir?
I get 220.
I mean, yeah, 220 is okay, sir. 120, I think, is that 120? Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, for
By
the
110, sir, 120, sir, that one.
See how many I have. Oh, one. You are saying, see if there are
Of the.
Yeah, you're asking fine. So if there are 120 delays that are needed for at least one of the term, okay, that means either for the numerator term or for the denominator term, if you need 120, you should have first 120 delays here. Okay, among that, you will take only 100 delays for the denominator term. All the 120 will be taken for the numerator term. Okay, so the number of delays that are needed are maximum of these two, m and n. Okay, so if you want to write a number of delays is maximum of m comma n here. Okay, for the direct form 2. Here direct form 1, it is m plus n. Okay, the number of delays needed are m plus n. Okay, for direct form 1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. And
yes,
similarly,
sir, clear, sir.
m plus n all through. Okay. In fact, m plus 1. So sometimes what will happen is m plus 1 plus 1. Okay, for this n plus 1. Okay, plus m plus 1. No, something like this. They are just functions of m and n. Okay, so proportional to m and n.
Yes.
Okay. Sir. Yeah. So any other question?
Sir, in the next slide, sir. Sir, the second line. I mean, how can we write that multiplications of sigma k is equal to 0 to m bk into z power k is equal to 5 into something, right?
That I'm assuming I can into this form, because see, if there are n, this is a polynomial in z, okay, yes, of order say 10, for example, then what will it will have 10 roots. So among the 10 roots, yes, so I group two roots together, and then I will get 5 factors. Okay, 5 factors are, so I will get c equal to 5 and 5 factors, where each of the 2 roots I group are in such a way that complex roots. Then what will happen? Complex and conjugate will be there, right, in the roots. Those two I will group together. Okay, that is the benefit I have here. Yes. And the advantage, yes, each of these now, if these has the poles and zeros directly here. Okay, so the information of poles and zeros is exactly there in this second order polynomial here. Okay, so it is easy to control here. Say if I make any change to this realization of AK here, okay, that when I decompose into roots and zeros, there is a long procedure. So its influence is not easily characterizable. But whereas here 2 poles and 0 poles, okay, they're just related through a small relation, say a plus b and a into b kind of things. Okay, so you can easily characterize. Okay, so this stability aspect or when I'm realizing, okay, either the stability aspect or any other aspects, I can take care easily when I realize them in cascaded form rather than the direct form.
Yes, sir.
So if 0.9 say is 0.99 is the, or 0.98 is the pole, okay, after my optimal design, I have got it 0.95, assume that. Now when I am realizing, what will happen? 0.95 in root means that it multiplies with something else and so on, it comes as 1.2 here. Okay, so the coefficient is 1.2 here. This 1.2, when I realize, what will happen? 1.203 it might have come, or 1.21 it might have come. Then it's a here, if I see, it may go to 1.4 here, or 1.1 if it goes. Okay, 0.95 was before, but after because of errors, it might have gone to 1 point something. So previously it was stable, now it becomes unstable.
Yeah.
Okay, that affects. And those are known as finite precision effects. Okay, in relation.
Yes, sir.
So that
Yes, sir.
we can't easily monitor, control, and so on with the direct forms, whereas we can do that easily with cascaded forms.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, in DFS and sampling DTFT.
Just excuse me, sir.
Tell Pradeep, I think.
So we have ML class. It has already started. Can we leave, sir?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, in the DTFT, there is only small doubts at that one. You have taken x of e power. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell.
X of e power क्या होगा? We have to sample na sir
Yeah.
to get DFS.
Right. In
Sir,
DFT.
there, yeah. Yes, sir. DFS and sampling DTFT. Sir.
Right. Tell.
Yeah, not this. I think previous lecture. I think, sir. This lecture.
Tell. Try
Yes,
to
sir.
bring this slide.
Yeah. Keep this, sir. This also has small doubts.
Yeah.
Just. Sir, in the second line, this x1 of theta is like DFS only, sir. That output x1 of k is also like periodic nature, sir. That one DFS output. Second line. There you have considered only one period, sir.
Yeah, DFS. You are telling DFS. These are yeah. One period we will consider.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, but generally it comes x theta one of k, sir.
See, in fact, this is also x tilde only. X tilde. So these are periodic only. Because see, these are anyway periodic. These are also periodic.
Yes, sir.
So in some sense, if you strictly want to show them, I think you can put the tildes. No problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I confused.
What we
yeah.
do multiplication, we don't take the whole sequence, right? So that's why
Yes,
we
sir. We don't.
period of this and do this multiplication. Okay, and for that, if you see what will happen, this is obtained through periodic convolution of the one period cycle.
Yes, sir. That is clear, sir. Just this notation only, just small doubts. In the next slide also, can you check for the next slide, sir?
Next slide.
The relation between there also in the assumption you have taken, sir. Where it is? Line. Yeah, downside, sir. X3 of k. Fourth line. Yeah, there also we have considered. You have considered there also only one period, sir.
Yeah, here only one period.
Yeah.
Right. So no need of.
Yeah.
No need of tilde.
Yes, sir, that is, yeah, that is fine, sir. Here only small doubt is
that EFT means only we get only one.
Yeah, yes, that is yes, sir. That is correct. That is fine, sir.
Right.
Sir, in only small doubt is you have taken a dot star, sir. Dot star in the sense only multiplication, sir.
Yes, dot star only. Correct.
Yeah. In I mean.
Yeah, these are all.
Sir, dot star. Sir, can you open the previous DFS and sampling DTFT?
Okay, not this.
Not this lecture, sir. This lecture is clear.
Oh, sorry. Okay, this one. Yeah, this one I think.
Yeah, I think this one.
Tell your question. Probably I will try to.
Next. Yeah, that where you have derived sampled x of e power j omega into periods. Next diagram.
Right.
DFS and sampling DTFT. The next slide, sir. Next slide. After convolution. Yeah, here, sir.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. This is time shifting drop.
Can you? Yeah. Before properties.
Yeah. Tell.
Yeah. I think.
Then probably if you
need not
ask
to
the
look.
question.
Sir, this one only, sir. This one
Yeah,
only. Just a second. So, and I think it is also not that. Okay, sir, it is okay. But just doubt is dot star is just only sampling. I mean multiplication only. That is the dot star. Nothing.
Where if I put a dot
Yes.
means it's multiplication only. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Star only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, element based.
Yeah. Dot star. I thought that actually in the frequent to convert x of e power j omega to samples, you have to multiply delta trine with we have to only multiply delta trine with r is equal to 0 to n minus 1.
Correct.
Yeah, right. That is okay, sir. I thought it is convolution in the frequent, but in the time domain you have taken convolution. So
Correct.
that's why I confused. Yeah,
Correct.
right.
Convolution.
Yeah, right.
Multiplication.
Yeah.
Previously,
Multiplication only.
Previously for sampling, we have actually the time domain multiplication, time domain
Multiplication
with delta trains. Okay.
Delta
for,
infinity of that is of infinity duration.
Right. For frequency
Yeah,
domain.
here only 0 to n minus 1. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 0 to n minus 1 because we consider one period. That's all. Yes.
Only one period. Right, sir. But it will replicate in all the periods, no, sir?
Correct. It will keep going in all the periods.
Yeah, keep going and right. Yeah, then it is fine, sir. Everything is clear for me.
Okay. So anything else to discuss? Otherwise, we can leave the class because I think other students have left. So we will discuss
everyone is left.
And answers probably if we have another time.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think anyway, I suggest you people to work out and ready for the exam. Get ready for the exam on Friday.
Okay. Okay, sir. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. All the best.
Thank you. Yeah, thank
you. Bye to all then. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.